Imagine for a moment that the biggest problem in your financial life is not how to become rich, but how to stop being pulled back into the same place again and again. Because most people think poverty is simply a lack of money, but in reality, it behaves more like a force, like gravity, something invisible that keeps dragging you down no matter how hard you try to climb up. Think about how a rocket leaves the Earth. It doesn't just go up slowly and eventually float away. It has to reach a very precise speed, something called escape velocity. And if it reaches even 95% of that speed, it doesn't get close to space. It falls back down completely. This is exactly what happens in real life. You work harder, you try to save, you make progress, and then suddenly something happens. An unexpected expense, a breakdown, a bill, and just like that, you are pulled back to where you started, sometimes even lower than before. After this happens again and again, it doesn't just affect your bank account, it affects your mind, your energy, your belief, and that is why effort alone doesn't work, because in this system, your effort grows slowly, but the pressure against you grows much faster. Now, here is something even more surprising. Being poor is actually expensive. When you don't have money, you cannot buy in bulk, so you pay more for smaller things. You cannot afford quality, so you replace cheap items again and again. You delay important things like health or maintenance and end up paying much more later, so the system quietly charges you extra just for being in that position. But the most dangerous part is not external, it is internal. Because when you live under constant stress, your thinking changes, your focus shrinks. You stop planning for years ahead and start worrying about the next few hours. And this creates a loop where low income creates stress, stress creates poor decisions, and poor decisions keep you stuck over and over again. Every system that traps you also has a way out, and the first step is not something big or dramatic. It is creating space, even a small buffer, something that protects you from falling all the way down every time life hits you, because that small safety gives your brain room to think again. The second step is understanding why you spend, because many times it is not about buying things. It is about escaping pressure, about feeling in control for a moment. But that moment fades, and what remains is the burden. So the real shift happens when you stop chasing temporary relief and start building long-term control. Is realizing that time is limited, and if your income depends only on time, then your growth will always be limited too, no matter how hard you work. So instead of just working more hours, you start building value, combining skills, becoming harder to replace, because the world pays more for uniqueness than for effort. The fourth step is your environment, because whether you notice it or not, you slowly become like the people and information around you. So if everything around you keeps you small, you will stay small, and sometimes growth requires distance, not from people, but from patterns, replacing noise with better input, better ideas, better thinking. And finally, the fifth step is direction, because there are only two paths. Either you are paying the system every day, or the system is paying you. And the difference is not how hard you work, it is which side you are on. And once you slowly start shifting toward assets, toward things that grow on their own, everything begins to change. At first, it feels slow, almost invisible, like nothing is happening. But that is how real growth works. Quiet in the beginning, powerful in the long run, and step by step, as you stabilize your life, control your habits, increase your value, and protect your mindset, you start building something that cannot easily be pulled back down. Pause, and then one day, without any big dramatic moment, you realize something has changed. The pressure is no longer controlling you. Your decisions are clearer. Your direction is stronger. And for the first time, you are not just reacting to life. You are guiding it. And that moment, when you are no longer pulled back by the same force that once controlled you, that is your escape velocity. And once you reach it, you don't fall back. You move forward, quietly, steadily, and completely free.